So we've seen different aspects in the additive manufacturing, and almost all the methods so far we have covered. That is around 6 methods we have covered under different materials. So here category wise, so this is also a similar to previous classification. Here categories of additive manufacturing. Here we are having 7 different categories. Category wise they have classified. VAT polymerization. VAT polymerization is the first method, and material jetting. It is the second. Binder jetting, material extrusion, powder bed fusion, sheet lamination, directed energy deposition. So all these categorizations are used in different methods so far discussed. But here material jetting is the one of the important topic to be discussed. What is jetting means? Jetting is the material which is allowed or it is passed with a high velocity through a small orifice or a nozzle. Jetting means the material which is passed or allowed with a high velocity from a nozzle or a small orifice. Orifice means that is small opening. So there the jetting, the material will be forcefully passed through that particular parts. Here, see material jetting. So here this is the one of the additive manufacturing process or category. Material jetting creates objects in similar method to a 2D inkjet printer. So it is similar to 2D inkjet printer. Material is jetting onto the build platform. So in every manufacturing method, we are having build platform. That is where we are going to build the product. That particular supporting thing, not exactly not supporting. That is for the movement of the up and down movement of the particular building body or building component that will be placed on the platform. So using either a continuous or drop on demand approaches. So we are having two approaches. One is continuous, that is continuous approach, and or drop on demand approach, DOD in short form. So continuous approach means here material is passed or it is flown continuously from a nozzle, as we seen in the fusion deposition modeling. Fusion deposition modeling. So the material is continuously passes or continuously flown through the nozzle. So here in the specific material jetting process, the material is sent by drop by drop. So material is jetted onto the build surface or platform where it solidifies, and the model is built layer by layer. So in the similar context, here also the difference is there the material is flown or material is supplied in a continuous manner. Here the material is deposited from the nozzle, moves horizontally through the across the build platform. Material may vary in complexity and in either methods of controlling by deposition of material. So all these things we have discussed. That means how to deposit the material on the build platform, and the material layers will be curing process or hardening process. Definitely every method that is a rapid prototyping method or additive manufacturing methods, so the curing process is required. Curing or hardening process, we call it as. So that is using ultraviolet lights. That is photopolymerization. As the SLA technique is concerned, that is stereo lithography method is concerned. Through ultraviolet rays, the material get fused or hardened. As coming to next thing, that is as the material must be deposited in drops. So see, in this statement they have given clearly that the number of materials available to use is limited. The material must be deposited in drops. That is drop by drop. What I have said just before. Material is deposited in drops. The number of materials available to use is limited. That means minimum number of materials is suggestible for this material jetting process. Only some materials, that those are polymers and wax. Polymer and waxes are suitable and commonly used materials due to their viscous nature and ability to form drops. So it requires for this particular process, we require some viscous nature. Viscosity means that is internal resistance in the fluid flow or fluid, as you know from the lower class. See, step by step, we are having totally 5 steps in this for this particular implementing for this material jetting process. So here the print head is positioned above build form. That is commonly placed. I mean, we should deposit the material on platform only, so that the print head with the nozzle, is positioned above the build platform. We know already. Droplets of material are deposited from the print head onto surface where required using either thermo or piezoelectric method. So here uh, the droplets deposition. So they have used 2 different methods. One is the thermal method and second one is piezoelectric methods. So any one of the methods you can use according to the our material, and I mean water, maybe it may be polymers or it may be wax materials. So droplets of the material solidify and make up the first layer. So first droplets, some of the droplets will be deposited. After that, first layer will be made or produced. Further layers are built up as before on the top of the previous. Similar manner. This is also a similar manner. After one layer, it gets fused and it get hardened. So then the second layer, I mean succeeding layer, I mean succeeding layers will be placed on the preceding layer. So here layers are allowed to cool and harden or cured by ultraviolet rays. Just we discussed that ultraviolet rays, or the material is exposed to ultraviolet rays. Post processing includes removal of supporting materials. So if any supporting materials is placed, so sometimes the same material will be used. Some I mean the on the build platform we are placing the material. Some materials will diffuse. Some, I mean, if it is a powder based, some of the materials or some quantity of the powder is not fused. It not get fused. That material again used as supporting materials. So here technical info in short form. That is again the similar thing. Material jetting builds object in the similar method to 2D inkjet printer. Materials can be used in one process in one process, and material can be changed during the build stage. So we are going to, if you want to change the material in the in between processing also, the material can be changed. Here material is jetted onto the material is jetted onto the build platform in droplets, which are formed using an oscillating nozzle. So our nozzle will be oscillated for the movement, whatever may be horizontal movement or vertical movement, depends of the shape of the component and complexity of the component. The movement will be the movement will be done. So droplets are then charged on position onto the surface using charged deflection plates. So some see, these are the plates. I mean deflection plates we are going to use here for the position. For the position. So this is the continuous system which flows allows a high level of droplet control. Droplets which are not used are recycled back into the printing system. So it is similar to the printing technology, that is 2D printing, two-dimensional printing technology. So if some quantity or some of the droplets which are not used, that can be recycled or sent back to the printing system. See, so now continuous drop on demand, second category. First one is continuous flow and second one is drop on demand. So this is drop on demand is used to dispense material onto the required surface. Droplets are formed and positioned onto the build into the build surface. Object building printed. So what a whole statement which describes about just the drop by drop material is deposition. Material is deposited. So the nature, that means property, just viscous nature. It must have viscous nature. So viscosity is the main determinant in the process. So far we discussed. There is a need to refill the reservoir quickly on it affects the print See here, deflection plates are the some of the components which is used to deflect or move for the positioning of the or droplets depositing. So other things which is actuators. Here actuators are also used. Actuators means, so this what is the major important function of the actuators? To control the movement or force by force controllers, whatever maybe the movement controllers will be performed by the actuators. We are having different types of actuators. Here they are going to use thermal or piezoelectric actuators. See, thermal actuators deposit droplets at a very fast rate. Use a thin film resistor to form a droplet. To form the droplet. So somewhat the flow will be, the discharge, the fast rate. The discharge will be at a high fast rate. That means the piezoelectric method is often considered better as it allows a wide range of materials to be used. If used so there will be some limitations. If you use can allow few more materials or different variety of materials if you use thermal of the typical DOD print head changes from one machine to other according to the reservoir, sealing ring, piezo materials, and silicon plate with a nozzle held together with high temperature glue. So these are the components or the parts which are going to placed for this particular method to perform this particular process. See, piezoelectric actuators. So these are the piezoelectric actuators. So we are having thermal actuators also. So, but in specific, it is better. I mean, piezoelectric actuators having the better advantage and comparing with the thermal actuators. Piezoelectric actuator converts a electrical signal into a precisely controlled physical displacement. So the electrical signals which is given the physical displacement controlled movement. Yes, so they have given stroke, you know, in engine we call, I mean, stroke bottom dead center as engine is concerned. Here also from one point to other point in reference. Here, piezoelectric actuators can be used to control hydraulic valves. So this particular piezo actuator is used to control hydraulic valves. So we are having different types of valves. Those are as we are having direction control valves, we are having flow control valves, we are having pressure control valves. So hydraulic valves itself we are having different classifications. So all these valves will be controlled by piezoelectric actuator. Acts as a small volume pump or special purpose motor, and in other applications requiring movement. So wherever the movement is required, we can use this piezo actuators, and so most of the hydraulic components will be controlled by piezo actuator. So post processing. So here post processing is concerned. Supporting material can be removed by using sodium hydroxide solution or water jet. So definitely after building or the development of part has been completed. So we have to remove the supporting materials or beside what is unfused materials, what are the name may be different, that is unfused materials which is not considered or which are not used, unused material. So that can be removed using sodium hydroxide solution. Due to the high accuracy of the process technology, the level of post processing required to enhance the properties is limited. So here, how I mean, uh, level of post processing. So what level we are going to perform? That is the accuracy. Depends upon the accuracy of the process. So we definitely by this particular material jetting process, we are going to obtain high accuracy components. So here and functional and aesthetic qualities. Aesthetic means beautiness. I mean lavishness. Other synonyms for the aesthetic. Aesthetic means that is for the look better look purpose. Qualities of a part are largely determined during the printing stage. So here next state, coming to the next statement, that is Stratasys polyjet technologies fuse the material using UV light, and therefore no post curing process is required. So here, so this is the one of the mission for, I mean, technology, Stratasys polyjet technologies. There, the curing of the material will be done by using UV lights, and therefore, so post curing process is needed. No post processing process is needed. That means we can eliminate the post curing process. Okay, so the one of the example what the mission which is used for this particular material jetting process, they have given this some specification. That is, the name of the mission is Object 500 Connex 3, the name of the mission, and the size of the component 490 by 390 by 200 mm. This will be the total, I mean, maximum limitation for the component. And layer, so layer thickness is 16 microns. See how thin layers we are going to obtain. So colors, see in how many colors we can produce these particular components. That is about 46 components we can 46 in 46 colors we can produce our required components. See materials which are used for this particular material jetting process. So the materials, I mean, material jetting process uses the polymers and plastics. Polymers, so under polymers, what are the different? Again, polypropylene and HDPE, high density polyethylene. HDPE means high density polyethylene. Polystyrene, some other materials, if you go through in detail, we are able to know the materials. For these are the materials classified under the polymers. So definitely every process we are having some pros and cons, that is advantages and disadvantages. So this particular material jetting process we are having advantages. That process benefits from a high accuracy of deposition of droplets. Therefore, loss, I mean, low wastage. The wastage will be very minimum when you go for the material jetting process. But here the process allows for multiple material parts and colors under one process. That is, we can use different multiple materials. I mean, as printer is concerned, as this particular method is concerned, we can use, I mean, at a time we can supply, or we can feed different, I mean, at a time different materials can be supplied or placed, and different colors also under this process. Support material and disadvantages. So coming to the limitations of this particular process, it is support material is often required. So here support materials is required, as SLA technique is similar to SLA technique. Photopolymerization. This is the another method or another category is used. This particular categorization is used in the SLA technique, stereolithography technique. Already about stereolithography we have discussed. That is polymer resins and laser. I mean, UV laser you are going to use, and the elevator. I mean, for the adjustment or for the movement of the this particular platform, we are going to use elevators. So this is the step-by-step process, which is needed. The build platform is lowered from the top of the resin VAT downwards by the layer thickness. So after completion of one layer, so this SLA process description is given here, already discussed. But this coming to this particular example, they have taken 3D systems ProX 950. That is the mission name, and the maximum part weight. The maximum weight of the part. The limitation is 450 kgs. So build area. So that particular component or build area is 1500 mm, 750 mm by 550 mm. So materials used in this particular VAT polymerization category. So those are polymer materials. That is, when it is exposed to light, definitely it has to cured and it has to harden. That is photopolymer. If it is not cured or hardened by the light, so those materials are not polymer materials. Here resins, Visilite ranges, Visilite VC Jet range 3D systems, and we are having some advantages, disadvantages similar. And binder jetting, this is the another category under these particular binder jetting. The binder jetting process uses two materials, a powder based materials and a binder. So from the how we have got this name is, we are using additionally binder, powder based materials along with binder. The binder acts as a adhesive between powder layers. The binder is usually in liquid form and the build materials in powder form. So the phase, so binder is in liquid phase, and the build material, which is the real part building component. I mean the material which is used for the building of the part. So such material is in the form of powder. A print head moves horizontally along X and Y axis of the machine and deposits alternate layers. So these are all similar things. The movements, how the movement will be controlled. Due to the method of binding, the material characteristics are not always suitable for structural parts. Despite the relative speed of the printing, additional post-processing can add significant time to the overall process. See, they have given clear graphical representation. As with other powder-based manufacturing methods, the object being printed is self-printed within powder bed and is removed from the unbound powder once completed. The technology is often referred to 3D printing technology. So from this statement, what we are going to understand is, so it is simply termed it as 3D printing. Under 3D printing, the binder jetting, the name binder jetting, the heading itself, binder jetting, they have given another name is 3D printing. So here, powder roller. So build platform, powder bed. So binder is supplied from this particular nozzle. Ink, printer head is so this is the printer head and powder. See, if you color differentiation for the powder bed as well as binder material. So after the part building, object or part. So this is also having some particularly steps. How to carry this particular 3D printing process or binder jetting. So powder material is spread over the build platform using a roller. So by using rollers, that is like conveyors. So material handling equipment. So here the powder materials is supplied by using rollers. So as you see in the coal, power plants. In power plants, the coal is material handling equipment of using rollers, some kind of rollers, and sometimes we may use the screw. Screw type of mechanisms. The print head deposits the binder adhesive on the top of the powder where required. So this is the second step for the under this binder jetting process or 3D printing process. The print head deposits the binder. Between layer to layer. That means from this statement what we are going to understand is after first layer is completed, the binder will be supplied and the binder will be feeded. So then it acts as the adhesive. The build platform is lowered by the model layer thickness. Models layer thickness. Another layer of the powder is spread over the previous layer. Similar thing. There is no difference. The process is similar and same for all kind of techniques. Almost. The difference is the materials which are going to use in the particular process is very important. The uh, time, the time which is the whatever may be the time required to complete the part building, that is the one more factor, and, and that means the speed of the part building and material as I discussed, and the size of the component also plays important role. So main differences and form of the material, that is powder, liquid, solid. Laminates. Solid it includes laminates in the form of laminates. Unbound powder remains in position surrounding the object. The process in the fifth step. So coming to the last, that is the process is repeated until the entire object has been made. I'm not going to discuss all these things again. Same matter will not be changed, but some kind of binder is the additional thing. The name binder jetting comes from we are going to use or deposit the binder between the layer to layer. So mission, the mission which is this particular binder jetting mission, it is the mission name is Spectrum Jet 500. So the layer thickness here, one more important thing is every method it includes layer depositing the materials by layer you are cured the particular material, powder, liquid, or solid, whatever maybe it must be having some thickness. That layer thickness is also very important. So depends upon this thickness, the capacity of the machine will, specification of the machine will be changed. And how many layers? Print speed. So how many? For this is the speed of the part building speed. That is 2 layers per minute. 2 layers per minute. And materials for this particular binder jetting. Binder jetting materials for binder jetting is metals. Under metals, stainless stainless steel. So we can produce metal parts. We can produce. So as the previous technique is concerned, that is material in material jetting, very limited materials. That is polymer and waxes, as we seen just now before. Now coming to the binder jetting machine or binder jetting category, so we can use stainless steel components. We can produce stainless SS components. polymers. Coming to the polymers, that is butadiene, styrene, and poly. So these are the different polymers: polycarbide, polyalmide, and ceramics. Even ceramics, glass, glasses. I mean, brittle materials also can be produced by this particular binder jetting machine or binder jetting category process. So the all these three types of materials can be used by, I mean, it is having more advantage in terms of materials. We can use metals, we can use polymers, we can use ceramics. So these are all additional advantage for the part building. So say coming to the exclusively, they have given the merits and demerits or advantage or the disadvantage. That is, parts can be made with a range of different colors. So color variation. So definitely aesthetic parameter is also very important. If you produce the component with the better strength, even it is having better strength, even if it is having durability, even it is having I mean customer requirement, functional requirement is satisfied, then also customer will look for the aesthetic purpose. That is, if you buy a mobile simple if I mean mobile panel, if you are going to print by 3D printing or binder jetting machine, if the look or whatever maybe the aesthetic parameter it is not satisfied, you are not going to purchase those particular mobiles. So likewise, if it is a vehicle or it is maybe aerospace application, it may be a biomedical application. Here aesthetic is also, I mean, some particular parts we have to think in the aesthetic aspects also. I mean, like bikes, cars, which is luxurious parts or luxurious point of view. Whereas in the even aerospace also, they will in aerospace applications they will always they are going to think about the weight minimization. I mean, it should have to travel with the high velocity, and it must have high strength, weight to strength ratio. In aerospace applications, they are always think about the I mean in vehicles also nowadays. Yeah, I mean spoke wheels are replaced with the aluminum. Alloy wheels. Spoke wheels are replaced with the alloy wheels. Definitely, the purpose is survived. I mean strength wise they are taking they are thinking about that. And as I mean weight, so they are going to reduce the weight by the alloy rim, by replacing with alloy rim. So likewise, weight to strength ratio. If you design any component, so you have to think, or you have to, as a mechanical engineer, you have to think the material strength must not be disturbed. And the other thing is weight to be minimized. And other durability is also very important for the who is going to invent or who is going to develop a component. See, second point uses a wide range of materials. Just we have discussed. I mean, three kinds of uh, major three kinds of components. That is metals, polymers, ceramics. The process is generally faster than the others. That means speed of the machine, that is capacity of the machine is also very high when compared to other machines or other processes. The two material methods allows a large number of different binder powder combinations. So here binder is, I mean, powder combination. We are having, I mean, why we are going to use this all these things is to improve mechanical properties. So mechanical properties. What are the different mechanical properties? You know, I think hardness, whatever maybe the toughness. So we are having different mechanical properties that will be tested before producing any component. They are going to test it in the software itself. That is using ANSYS or using some other software, analysis software. We are going to test virtually. Virtually, we are going to test the component. Then we will go for the production process. The entire majority, today majority of the works will be completed in software. So that is testing. Testing will be, I mean, simulation software, analysis and simulations. I mean, even it is animated. I mean, the movement of the particular machines will be simulated. We call it as simulated. Generally, physically, uh, if you run the machine, that is we call it as working. Or if it is not working, just in I mean, virtually, if you run the same machine or same component, then we call it as simulation. I mean testing also. Simulation, it involves movement of the object and load application virtually. The loads which are going to apply at the same time. So coming to the disadvantage, not always suitable for structural parts. The one of the advantages is structural parts due to the usage of binder materials. So there is a binder materials. Even though it is used, it is capable of use different types of materials, but structural parts. Which is high load load applications. Structure must have has to bear high loads at a high altitudes. So it is having some disadvantage in this aspect. So additional part processing and can add significant time to the overall process. So here post processing is required. So there is a post as the previous technique or previous category, that is material jetting. In that aspect, the post processing is eliminated. Here post processing is required. So when post processing is required, definitely it consumes more time in the process. So these are the three categories we discuss. Rest of the categories we will discuss in the next class. So I'm going to end the session.